Hello everybody, welcome, come on in, hello. How is everybody doing? I hope everybody is well. I am jumping on to my other device, so hopefully I can see if anybody joins, and hoping this device will show me when others join. Oh golly. Please say hello when you jump on live. Okay, let's see. Fingers crossed this one will show me. I'm not going to promise anything. Welcome everybody. Thank you for joining me today. My name is Kristen Conant and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And you are joining me live in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. Welcome. I'm so glad to have you here. I don't know about you guys, but oh my gosh, I cannot believe we are heading into the final days of August. Where, oh where has the time gone? My goodness. My summer is flying by. I don't know about you guys, but mine is flying by. Today is Friday, July 25th of 2025. 25. Hey, it's Christmas in July. Woohoo! Yes, all right. Let's do some housekeeping real quick. Just as a reminder, you have until the 10th of each month to sign up for that month's paper pumpkin. This last one is a cutie. It was dealing with these strawberries, Sweeter With You. This next one coming up is called Farmhouse Florals. And this one, hey, you do 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. And let's see, they have sentiments for the outside and the inside of the cards. And the coordinating colors are Calypso Coral, Darling Duckling, Gray Granite, Lost Lagoon, Pecan Pie, and Secret Sea. And Secret Sea is the ink spot in that paper pumpkin. I'm so excited. If you've been following me for a while, you know that I love these ink spots. I love to collect them in all the colors because there are some super cool techniques that you can do with them, and it is one of the perks for being a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, as are the kits and the stamps. The only way you can get them is if you are getting the paper pumpkin, and there's a couple of different ways you can get the paper pumpkin. You can buy them ahead of time, or you can subscribe on a monthly basis like I do. I have done that from day one of when Paper Pumpkin started, because I don't want to forget and miss out. Also, August, there is a bonus stamp set that is in there. There is an additional stamp set that is going to be included in that one. So just saying, you get an extra stamp set. You have until the 10th of July to sign up for that one, okay? Stampin' Up! Started over a year ago. They started doing dies that coordinate with a quarter's worth of paper pumpkins. And so the dies that they created for this quarter's coordinated with the July, August, and September paper pumpkins. You do not need these dies to complete the projects that come in your paper pumpkin kit. What they do, though, is allow you to expand your creative abilities with them because they coordinate. So how cool is that? That is the number one reason why, when I was introduced 20 6 years ago. I think, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Gosh, I had to think about that. My mind is blown. When I was first introduced to Stampin' Up, the thing that drew me in was how the coordination is with Stampin' Up. And you guys, if I was impressed then, oh my gosh, I am so totally impressed with their coordination now, because back in the day when I first started, not everything was Stampin' Ups, and yet we had that coordination. So, yeah, I love that, because what that does is it allows you more crafting time than search time. And those of you who are crafters know exactly what I'm talking about. You try to find the perfect stamp set with the perfect paper, the perfect ribbon, the perfect inks, and the perfect embellishments. Well, Stampin' Up covers that with our things, and I love our coordination. So don't forget to sign up for Paper Pumpkin by the 10th of the month. We have a couple of new kits that had come out the 1st of July, so we're, 3 weeks into this now. We have this really cool birthday kit, and all the cards in this kit are different, so not any two cards are the same. And then they also came out with, at the same time, where are my Halloween people at? If my friend Dawn is on, hi Dawn. She is all about Halloween. And how fun is it to give treats, but treats in these super duper cute packages? Well, this particular kit, you get to do 15 bags and decorate the 15 bags to put the goodies in. So to see these kits that are available and all the other kits that Stampin' Up! Has to offer, you want to go online to my store. Everything Stampin' Up! Offers is not in a catalog. We have joined the wide web world, and now in order to see everything that Stampin' Up! Has to offer, you do need to go online. Hey, I love that. That means no magazine in your house, right? So there are perks to not having that, and one of those perks is the fact that Stampin' Up! Then can control their inventory better, bringing products to us that are more popular, things that we like more, and not having to keep those things that are not of interest. So there are perks. So I've heard several of you go, oh, I wish they'd keep on doing publications. We still have it, but it's different. We've gone the way more of online, and it's a good thing. Trust me, it's a good thing. Because one of the things I also want to point out is our online exclusives. By going online and doing more of an online presence, one of the other things that allows Stampin' Up! To do is to bring us fresh, new products more frequently, and Stampin' Up! Has done that. We have stepped up our game, and we are bringing new products every other month now, and that is just like mind-blowing. So this beautiful suite of products right here are online exclusives, and they are amazing. I have just now started to play with the suite of products, and I love them. There are several other online exclusives as well. So if you want to see them, guess where you need to go? Yep, please go online and take a look around. Okay, what do we do here in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio? I hold classes every month, and I hold them just about every week. And I say just about because every once in a while a month has an extra Monday in them. My classes are held on Mondays because that's what works with my schedule. And so you can mark your calendars, even though I may not know like next year what the classes are going to be, right? Because we don't know yet what the products are going to be next year. But every month I hold a consistent class schedule, And so you can mark your calendars knowing that the first and last Monday of every month is a product-based class. Now the products change at each one of those classes and from month to month, but the class is still the same as far as it being a product-based class the first and last Monday of the month. The second Monday of the month here in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio, I also hold a 10 card class. These 10 cards, everybody said, what does 10-10 mean? It's 10 cards, and the idea is that each card should take you 10 minutes or less to make. Now that doesn't mean these cards are not cute, because they are super cute. But they're quicker cards, so it's a great way to replenish your card stash so that when these events pop up in your life, you have some cards on hand for all occasions. Then you are ready to reach into your box, grab that card for that someone, and you're ready to go. Then the third Monday of every month is my 6-card class. My 6-card class, we do 3 different cards, but we are making 2 of each of the cards. I also need to go back to the product-based classes, because now I need to talk about the fees for the classes, because I forgot. So bear with me here. Again, first and last Monday of the month is product-based class. These the price of this class varies according to the products that I choose for the class, but an RSVP for this class needs to be with a prepayment of that class 3 weeks prior, because I order products from Stampin' Up. They deliver them here. I use some of those products that you are receiving in this class. I cut them and have them ready for you for the night of class, so you don't have to worry about any cutting, any prep. I have done that. You just get to craft and have fun. Now, there is lots of products left over for you to take home after the class is done, because you paid for the product. It goes home with you, and so you can either recreate the cards we have just made here in class together, or you, of course, can create your own. But know that there is leftover products that you can use when you get home. Okay, so again, the product-based classes need to be RSVP with prepayment 3 weeks prior to the class. Then the 10-card class and the 6-card class, you do not need to prepay for either one of those, but you do need to RSVP so that I can have card kits cut and ready for you. Most people, if you've never stamped before, do not realize that all of our cardstock comes to me in at least 8.5 by 11-inch sheets, which is a standard size piece of paper like this one. So all the pieces, like the cards that I share with you on a weekly basis that I cut and create, I have to cut all of those individual pieces, whether it's a 2-inch by 2-inch, a 1-inch by 3-inch, a 1/2 inch. Okay, you get what I'm laying down here. I have to cut all of those for you because it comes in a sheet like this. So I need to cut those, and that requires a little bit of time here for me to have a kit ready for you. I do not want anybody to be turned away from class because they didn't RSVP. So please just notify me, just shoot me a message. I will just send you a quick message back. I don't stalk you, I promise. So that way I can count on you and know that you're here for class, okay? Now, it is too late to RSVP for any of the August classes. I have decided to not do my 10-card class in August. We are leaving 2 days after that for our trip to Alaska, and it's just too much pressure with everything that I've got to do in the salon to get ready and then pack and get things ready for my dog. She's getting babysat. It's just too much. So we will pick back up in my regular schedule once we return. The product-based class, the first Monday of August, is being held. So for those of you who have RSVP'd, prepaid, we've got this. We're going to do this class. So you're good to go. So no worries there. So let's start afresh when I get back. And we are going to do on Friday, September 5th, we are going to have a catalog launch party here in the Create with Love Stampin' Studio. This is by far one of my favorite classes, and it's my stamper's favorite class. At the catalog launch party, it's exactly what it says. It's a catalog launch. We will be looking together at a brand new mini catalog that will be live that day for you to order from. Now, we as Stampin' Up! Demonstrators are allowed to pre-order some of the products. And so at this party, I will have here those items which I wanted and pre-purchased ahead of time, so you'll get to see some of those in action. Of course, we stamp together that night, so I do need an RSVP so that I can cut your card kit and have it ready. And of course, we have beverages, we have snacks, and we just have a great time. And I'd love to have you. Please just send me a message and say, Kristen, I want to come to your catalog launch party. Okay, that's all I need. You don't have to prepay for that one. The class is $25, or it is free with the $30 order placed that night. It's new product. I am absolutely positive that you will be able to find $30 worth of product to purchase that night. So let me know. Okay, I'd love to have you. Has anybody joined us live? Facebook. I jumped on my laptop today hoping that Stampin' Up, I'm sorry, not Stampin' Up, so sorry, my bad, that Facebook would show me who has joined us on the live. Oh, by the way, if you've joined the live, please say hello. If you are catching the replay, could you also say hello when you join us? I love to see who joins us live. And I am not sure why. Anyhow, I'm not finding it. So, okay, guys. What are we doing today? I gave a little hint when we first jumped on. I don't know if you caught it when I said today is what? July 25. It's Christmas in July. I know. Don't shoot me. It is so warm right now. We were at a baseball game here locally watching my nephew play baseball. He is an amazing pitcher and an incredible player. And he has just been an absolute joy to watch this year. And so we were outside at 2 games today before the live. And our thermometer here locally says it's 82 degrees with a real feel of 91. And I feel like I have melted. So bear with me. I hope we get through this. Okay. And yeah. So let's get started. Let's talk real quick a little bit about some of the product that I'm going to use here today. The focus today is on, hey Dawn, hi there, sorry. If I didn't say hi, yoo-hoo, I got to see you. It showed me. The product that I'm focusing on today, of course, Christmas in July. So here we are, Jolly Holly, hybrid bundle. Why is it a hybrid bundle? Well, it comes with a photopolymer stamp set. It comes with a set of dies, but this is the hybrid. The hybrid is, it has an embossing folder. You can use the embossing folder alone, or you can use it in conjunction with the die. If you look here, this die actually rests in between all the lines here. Yes, it comes out, so you can use it alone. But that raised edge of the embossing folder grabs a hold of the die, and so you are able to die cut and emboss all at one pass with our Stampin' Cut emboss machine. So this is super cool. I just started playing with this bundle and I love it, and I hope you love it as well. So we have that big die that's in there. Then there's also 2 dies here that you can create frames with. And then look at all the greetings in here. You can create your own greetings with this one. And we have this die that cuts out the holly. We have this die that cuts out the bells. We have this one, I'm sorry, I called that holly. That's a poinsettia. I heard ya. Thank you, you caught me. I heard ya. And this is the holly. There we go. And then we have a little branch here, and this branch cuts out this one. And then we have the word joy. So you can die cut the word joy after you have stamped that one. And then here are the 2 frames, and you of course can use them separate. You will be able to layer them together, as you will see here in a little bit, or you can die cut them all at one time, run them together and cut it through, and then you would have a frame of one and then a solid of another. So kind of cool. Lots of possibilities with this one. One of the things that I like to do when I first receive my product, and before I take anything out of the package, I mean I take it out of the envelope, but before I start pulling dies off and using them, I like to lay my die that was all adhesive to this. I love to lay this on my photocopier printer here in my office, and I photocopy it, and then I cut it down and put it in here. This gives me a visual of what dies are in here, so that when I'm using these like today, I can quickly look at that at a glance and know if I have in fact put all of my dies back into the correct envelope. So that's just a little organization tip for you. It might help you. I hope. If so, great. If not, I tried. Okay, so we're going to use this. In addition to this, I am also using on one of the cards, we're pulling out the Baker's Twine Essential Pack. I'm going to use a little bit of the white twine on that one. Then we have these gems that are also online. They are the Cherry Cobbler and Pearl Adhesive Backed Berries. Love these. We're going to use them because we're doing a Christmas. I am using a blender pen. A blender pen has clear ink in it. So this ink is the same kind of ink that is in an ink pad. I get people all the time, but how do you wash these? Do not wash your Stampin' Blend marker, your Stampin' Blend pen. This is not washable. It has ink in it, and I'll show you here in a little bit how you clean this, the only way you clean this, okay? And then I have the dark real red, I have a light smoky slate, and I have a light granny apple green Stampin' Blends markers. These are different than this one. These are alcohol based markers, and I love these because when you color with them, you don't see the brush strokes. Okay, just a few more things here. I am using a little bit of sea foam two-tone cardstock on one of the cards. I am also using a piece of our brushed metallic DSP in the gold. And then our inks that we're using today, we're using Garden Green, Real Red, Lost Lagoon, and Memento Black. Okay, I believe that is everything that we are going to use. And if I've forgotten anything, I'll fill you in as we go. Okay? Alrighty, guys. So on this first card, we are grabbing a piece of thick basic white. It is 8.5 by 5.5, and I've scored it at 4 1/4. So I'm going to line up the edges, and then I am going to burnish the fold so that my card lays flat. Then I have got a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. I know the inside is already white, but I still like a liner because if you make a mistake, you could do it on here first and then cover it if you do make a mistake, but it's just easier just to cut a piece, so that's what I do. Then I need a piece of basic white scrap. This one happens to be 1 1/4 by 2, plenty big enough for what we're going to stamp. And then I needed another piece of basic white that was 2 inches by 3 1/4, and I used the largest stitch frame of this bundle, okay, and die cut that out. And one other thing I did ahead of time, the hybrid embossing folder, I went ahead and used that ahead of time, and I used it on a piece of Granny Apple Green that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you can see that when you use this die, that some of the pieces might fall out. It's okay. I'll show you. It's all good. I promise. It's okay. Okay, so this is what we have. And so now what I'm going to do is I want to curl up some of these leaves just so you can get the 3D effect more. Okay? They don't have to be perfect. Okay, so those are going to get bent up a little bit just for looks. Okay, so, and I probably should have done this other step first, but it's okay. And so the next thing I'm going to do is I am going to use our Dark Real Red Stampin' Blend, which is our alcohol-based marker, and I'm taking the bullet tip, and I'm just going to color right on the berries that were embossed with the folder when I ran it through the machine. Now the alcohol-based markers, again, they're alcohol, so alcohol tends to run a little bit. It's what we call a solvent ink. And so, yeah, it runs a little bit, so you don't have to color in the whole thing. If you hit the majority of the top of it, the ink will run. Okay, so there is that. So now I am going to take my liquid adhesive, and because of where I curled those petals of my hollies up, I can see where adhesive can go to help hold my card into place. And don't worry, I'm going to show you how we can fix those here in just a minute. Okay, so I'm going to take the front of my card, and like I said, this one fits the whole front. Okay, and I like to see the little pop of white behind it. To me, it just gives it a little more dimension. Now these that I said don't worry about, okay, I'm gonna curl up the tip of it and glue the other edge of it, so it would be just like you glued it on. Okay, see, all better. So a little bit of adhesive, curled up that edge, and then just let that dry for a second. Okay, all right, so now I am going to bring in my Memento Black, and I am going to ink up my bells monochrome to stamp. And I'm going to stamp that right on here. And ink it up again. And I am going to do a set on the inside of my card as well. And then I am going to take those Stampin' Blends markers and color in my bell. And through the magic of television, I've already done that one and die cut it out. And so you can color the inside one too. This is another reason why I like a liner, because if you want to color your image here, I'll show you here in just a second. The alcohol-based markers, it's a one and done, meaning if you mess up on this side, you cannot flip it over and do it again because the ink bleeds through. Okay, so I wanted to show you that, and I will finish coloring that later so I don't keep you. And so we're going to put adhesive on here. And this again is the liner for the inside of my card. So this is going to go in here. And then we need to take this one, and we are going to do a little bit of stamping on this one. And so I am going to take, whoops, I want my garden green, and I'm going to take the bough or branch and create a little loop like so. Okay, and then done with that one. And now I'm going to take my real red, and I am going to ink up the Christmas. And yeah, we're going to move it over just slightly. Okay, so there's Christmas, and now we're going to say Merry. Okay, there's that. That's what we have so far. Okay, and I'm going to take my Granny Apple Green light marker and color in the leaves of the bough or bow. Okay, like so. Then this would actually tuck right in here underneath these if you'd like, but I like all the 3D and everything poking up. So what I'm going to do is take this, and we're going to put some dimensionals on here. Okay, peel off the backings. And then this one is going to go on here. Like so. And now we have our bells, and these are going to go on with dimensionals. Okay, and this are going to go right over here in the corner like that. And then the last thing I'm going to do is take our little embellishments, and I'm going to take 2 of the red dots, and they are going to complete the clappers on the bell. So there we go. There is card number 1. Uh-oh. Lost the adhesive back. It's all good. Go back, grab another one. Sometimes you can separate the adhesive back from it. There we go. Okay, so there is card number 1. I hope you guys like that. Love that green. A little different than the traditional green. All right, card number 2. We have for this card we have our card base, again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, perfect size card. We are going to fold that in half. Okay. And there is that. Then I need a piece of basic white that is 4 by 5 1/4. Again, this is for the inside of my card. I need another piece of basic white that was 1 3/4 by 3. I die cut the smaller framed image out of the die with that. Then I need a scrap piece of white for some stamping. I need a piece of the two-tone seafoam, a piece of the two-tone seafoam cardstock. Wow, say that one. This one is 3 3/4 by 5, and I went ahead and ran it through with the embossing folder. Can you see the light and the dark here? This side's a little bit darker than this side. I wanted the dark side up, so I made sure when I ran it through with the embossing folder that the right image would be up. Then I needed a piece of the brushed gold metallic that is 3 1/4 by 2. Die cut a larger frame from that with it. Then I need a piece of real red that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I know 8th measurements, but you know, sometimes you just have to. But that's a real red. So there is that. And so for this one, what I did with the strip is I stamped my poinsettia 3 times in red and 3 times in green. And through the magic of television, I did that ahead of time. So you didn't have to watch that. Then what I did, that blend, the blender pen, it's again clear ink. So what you do is, in order for it to be clean, you scribble on a piece of paper, and as long as there's no color on that paper, it is clean and ready to use. And then what you do is this brush, remember, I said it's the same kind of ink as what's in your ink pad. Therefore, because this is a clear ink and it's wet, when you go over your image, you can drag the color that is already stamped there into coloring it in, and then scribble to make sure it runs clear, and there we go. And that's how I colored those in. So see, quick and easy. Alrighty. So on this piece here, I am going to stamp our greeting, and we are going to do the greeting in real red. And I'm going to do the biggest part of the greeting first. And because it's a photopolymer stamp, I can look through the stamp and see where I'm stamping. Give it a second to transfer. It says Holly Jolly. So I'm going to come in with our next stamp from there. Remember I said you can create your own greetings? Here we go. It says have a Holly Jolly. And now I'm going to bring in Christmas. And it is going to go down here like so. So there is our greeting all done now. Okay. So I'm going to set that aside. This one, I'm going to put adhesive on the back of here. And then this one is going to get layered on the gold piece. Remember when I said you could layer the two together? There we go. So that's what we've got. Okay. Now we have all these pieces, right? And so this one, let's go in with our holly on this one, our holly. Poinsettia. Golly, I keep wanting to call the poor poinsettia a holly. So we're just going to do that one there, call it good. You can take the blender pen, color it in. the Stampin' Blends, just like I did these. We're going to put this on the inside of our card, like so. And now we have our red piece and our soft seafoam. So what I want to do on the soft seafoam, it's two-tone. So our two-tone cardstock, again, it has a light side and a dark side, but it also has a white core center, and that white can be used to your advantage. And I'm going to show you. So I am going to take a sanding block. You can get a sanding block at your local hardware store. There are different grits, and you might want to pick up some that have different grits to them. But I'm going to take this one that I had received years ago, and I am just going to go right over the top of that embossed image that was done on here. And rough it up just a little bit so we can see the white pop through. Okay? Isn't that cool? So fun. So many possibilities. So I like that. So now I'm going to take this, put adhesive on here, and then this one is going to go on here. And this, we're going to put adhesive on here. Okay. And this is going to go on here, like so. And now we have our greeting that needs to go on here. So I'm going to put this up on dimensionals. So 1, 2, 3. I'll take this. Okay. And this is going to go right here. And now with all of these, what I'm going to do is I am going to use these as the poinsettias, and then I am going to cut these apart. And now I'm going to bring in my mini glue dots. Put a glue dot on here. And you might need to roll up your glue dot so it's not visible. Okay? And now it looks like I have a leaf, doesn't it? For my poinsettia. And so I am going to I'm going to cut one of these off. And again, put another little glue dot that I'm going to roll up. Put that on the very end. Whoop. Maybe. And then that is going to go over here like so. Then I'm going to take a dimensional, put a dimensional on the back, and that is going to go on here like so. Now we're going to repeat that again. Surprise! Okay, let's do here and here. Only I don't think I'm going to do 3 on one of them. Oops, glue dot. You could use liquid glue if you want. I am just trying to make it a little quicker. I don't know if I'm succeeding at that. Okay, gonna do that. Just do 2 on this one. Put a dimensional on this one. And this one is going to go down here like so. And one more, and this time I think I'm just gonna take the one petal. We'll see. Roll up the glue dot, put on the end. This is gonna go on the back like so. And we need another dimensional. It's gonna go on here. And then this one is going to go on here like so. Okay, now coming back again to our red dots. And there we go. There is card number 2. All right, here is our last one. This last one I actually took right from the Stampin' Up! Website. And Stampin' Up! Gives us card ideas when you go on there to look around at products. There are card ideas on there also. You are welcome to copy and use them. That's why they put them there. So on this particular card, we are using one of our new in colors. It is called Cloud Cover. Love this color. It is, again, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Line up your corners. And burnish the crease. Okay. Then I took a piece again that is 4 by 5 1/4. Ran it through the hybrid embossing folder. Okay, so that's here. And this time I'm going to leave them all flat except for these two. Okay, so now I'm going to wait, let's go over the rest of our pieces. So again, 4 by 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. If I said that wrong, which I think I did, it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Same size as your card. This is a basic white, 4 by 5 1/4. This is our liner. Then I need a piece of basic white that is 1 3/4 by 3. Die cut the small frame from this bundle. Then I need a piece of garden green that is 2 by 3 1/4 for the large frame that is in there. And then I need scrap paper for the rest of our images that I'm going to stamp and die cut. And I did 3 of the holly. Yeah, this time it's the holly. This one with the garden green, I stamped 3 of those. And I colored the leaves in with the light Granny Apple Green Stampin' Blends marker. And then on the scrap piece, I stamped Joy in Lost Lagoon. Lost Lagoon is in that same blue hue tone, but it complements the cloud cover color very well. So I went ahead and stamped that and die cut that ahead of time to save time. Then I have 2 pieces of that was the Essentials twine pack. I cut 2 pieces that are 7 inches long to have straight, and then I cut a third 7-inch piece and tied a bow. Okay, so now I am going to take this base and I am going to adhere a piece of the twine, and I want to do it on a slight angle. So here I'm going to use our tear and tape, just little chunks of it. Okay, It got its name because you can tear it. So I'm going to use this one and take that end down. Take another little piece and take that one down. Now I have one more piece that is going to go across this way. So now this one, turn it to the back. Again, two more little pieces of our tear and tape. Okay. And this one is going to go here. And then this one is going to go here. Okay, so now they kind of crisscross in the front a little bit. Okay, and now I'm going to take my adhesive, put adhesive on the back of this. Again, don't worry about the piece that fell out. This is going to go across the front. Line it up with the bottom and top and left and right edges. And then I'm going to take this leaf that came from there, put adhesive on here. This one is going to go right in there. So it's back in place now, so you don't know that anything ever happened to it. And then I am going to take these two. I'm going to adhere these two together because there's no stamping on this one. Not on here. And then this one, again, I'm going to put adhesive on the back of here. It's going to go in here like so. Okay, so there is that. Just have to give it just a second to dry. Okay, and now I'm going to take the joy that I cut ahead of time. Put a little bit of adhesive on here. And see if yep, brought my tweezers. I have a pair of tweezers that I like to use. This is going to go in the middle of here, like so. And then I'm left with my hollies. And so I need to put adhesive on the back of the holly. And this one is going to go up here, like so. I need number 2 adhesive. You could use glue dots too. I probably should have used glue dots, but it's all good. It's going to go on here. And let's do this one, adhesive on here. And then this one is going to go over here, like so. Okay, just have to give it a second to dry. Okay, and while we're waiting for that to dry for just a second, I am going to take the holly with the Garden Green ink, stamp a holly on here, and I have both of the markers. So I'm going to use, again, light Granny Apple Green, just like I did on the front. Those red, you'll see why here in just a second. Now I'm going to take this because I want to leave this flat. This, okay, is on the inside. So this goes in here. Whoop. Okay, that's done. We have our bow. So I need a glue dot. I'll grab a glue dot. Put it on the back side of the bow. And it's gonna go on here. Like so. And then the last thing we need to do is to put on some of our embellishments. And this time I am going to be using these pearl looking ones with the 3 berries attached to it, and hopefully, there we go, there's one. Those are going to go right where the stamp berries are. There's 2 and one more, and this one goes here. So there is the 3rd one. There we go. And those of you who know me know that I love to do a Christmas card with non-traditional colors. So here's your non-traditional, thanks to Stampin' Up. So that's card number 3, card number 1, and card number 2. What do you guys think of this Jolly Holly hybrid bundle? Isn't it cute? I hope you like the cards that I have shared with you today. Thank you so very much for joining me live and the replay. Please say replay if you join the replay. Go to my online store to check things out. And today is the 25th. So just so you know, we've had, for the last 3 days, we have had free shipping on orders that are $75 or more. So go on over to the store, do some shopping. I love it when we can spend our money on product versus shipping, right? So head on over there. You have just today left to take advantage of the free shipping. So again, $75 orders or more receive free shipping. Have a great week, everybody, and I will see you next Friday for Live on Friday. Have a good week, everybody. Bye-bye.